Hello, today I will be talking about movie review number 877. This is Silent Night. Silent Night is a 2023 film that is directed by John Woo, WOO, who, who also directed Mission Impossible 2. This is a Lionsgate Films, Capstone Pictures, and Thunderbolt Films movie that I saw on December 9th, 2023 at Cinemark The Greene 14 in IMAX in Beavercreek, Ohio. This is another Cinemark movie theater that I got to go to, and it's the fifth Cinemark movie theater that I've gone to overall. Silent Night. You probably have heard the song Silent Night, but this movie, well, there's a reason why it's called Silent Night. So, this is about a man who, on Christmas Eve, witnesses the death of his young son when the boy is caught in crossfire between warring gangs. Recovering from a wound that cost him his voice, Brian, who is the man, soon embarks on a bloody and grueling quest to punish those responsible. So Joel Killerman stars as Brian in the film, who used to be a happy family man to a wife and 7-year-old boy. And one day they're just playing out on the lawn when these two gangs start shooting at each other, and the family is caught in the crossfire, and the boy is killed, and the man loses his voice, so he can no longer talk. Now, the reason why it's called Silent Night is because other than certain parts in the movie where you can hear people on the radio or news broadcast or somebody whispering in someone's ear, there was no dialogue in this movie. That is right. There were just a couple of instances in the film where you hear people on the radio or news broadcast or someone whispering in someone else's ear. But other than that, there's really no dialogue in the film. That's why it's called Silent Night. Because most of the film does not have, because the majority of the film does not have dialogue. But also, it's pretty interesting to see how how this movie was definitely pretty developed and pretty good, despite not having dialogue in it. It was definitely well done. And so Brian, 1 year later, decides to take those responsible for his son's death. He decides to make them pay. So with rigorous training that he does over the next year and careful examination of all the people that were involved in his son's death, he takes matters into his own hands, and on Christmas Eve to 2022, he decides to kill all the people that were responsible for this death. And it's pretty good. Now, I have to say, there's a lot of violence in the movie, just to let you know that this is an all-rated movie. So, it's not a peaceful movie, but it's a silent movie because there's not really much talking. But you don't really need talking because you pretty much know what's going on. I mean, I didn't really feel confused at all during the movie because the movie definitely details how Brian wanted to avenge his son's death and how doing so kind of impacted his relationship with his wife. But also at the same time, he is fueled with revenge and he wants to do everything that he can to take these guys down. But these bad guys have an agenda of their own, and when they realize that some of them gets killed by this guy, they decide to be prepared. But they don't know. But what they don't know is that Brian has weapons, and he does become prepared. Oh, I thought this was a pretty good movie. It's definitely an action-packed movie, and I like how the movie displays displays non-dialogue and You pretty much know what's going on. But yeah, nothing speaks louder than revenge, as the caption in this movie, in the movie trailer. Do that way. But yeah, I thought it was a pretty good movie. So that's my movie review of Silent Night. Please enjoy from this movie review. Alright, goodbye.